Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel T-Spot. In this video, it becomes more and more difficult to form fresh perspectives on this midsummer love triangle. Everyone has a buddy who makes poor choices but rationalizes them in their mind's emotional labyrinth. Belly is that pal in the novel The Summer I Turned Pretty, whatever we choose to call it, a rod of insight or course correction. It is the same mess she is on. Before this, Belly's goals and behavior were mocked by us. But in all honesty, she was acting just as any other adolescent girl would. It is because Jeremiah is such a decent guy that other people irritate us. We are currently watching the 6th and last episode of the 2nd season. Let's summarize what occurred in this episode. Laurel, will you save the house? When her daughter calls to say that she is not at home but has been at the beach house for the past few days, Laurel naturally becomes incensed. Belly's mother is waiting for her as she wakes up from a bitter and intoxicated sleep. Laurel learns that the house is ready to be sold from her daughter, but she doesn't think she can potentially sabotage the sale as the kids have convinced themselves they can. Deli is already at odds with her mother before she even has a chance to recover from her foggy hangover attitude. Laurel is understandably upset by Belle and Steven's carelessness, but Belly is more upset by her mother's isolation to the point that she was unable to communicate with her at all. Belly was right. Laurel had been upset with her for the commotion she had caused at Susan's burial. It couldn't have been Belly's fault. We must stress that Conrad shared some of the responsibility. Conrad insisted on speaking to her in front of everyone, even though Belly misread him and bolted from the room. We know that he stopped her and insisted on speaking right then and there when he could have simply taken her aside or patiently waited to explain things with her. Belly is really getting the short end of the stick for not being more of a saint because there is so much that one can control about their emotions. Surprisingly, Laurel holds her responsible for that day when neither Conrad nor Jeremiah do. We believe that it is more sadness than anger. If someone does not find an outlet for their melancholy, it will inevitably emerge in negative ways. That serves as Laurel's trigger when Belly brings it up, causing her to smack her daughter. Perhaps this was the event that finally let Laurel realize how mistaken she had been. Belly flees to the beach in a fit of rage, and when Conrad returns home, he realizes that his behavior was identical to Laurel's and that by obstinately maintaining his facade of power, he has alienated those who matter most to him. When Laurel apologizes to Belly's mother and offers to help her daughter with the one thing that matters to her right now, the house, they reconcile. After the party, the previous night, the house is in a terrible shape when Julia returns, shocking her. However, she is startled to discover Laurel there, and the adults rush outside to start a conversation. Julia is reminded by Laurel of the significance of the house to the children and is urged to postpone selling it. At this point, Julia demonstrates how much treatment she must have received in order to develop into the person she is now. She reminds Laurel that while she and Belly had always been welcome there, she had never had a place in the house. Julia acknowledges that she has no right to be resentful of the beach home, but she has absolutely no emotional or spiritual ties to it. Susanna may have been more sympathetic, but she was under no responsibility to soothe Julia's injured sentiments, given that the letter had purposefully distanced itself from the family. Does Belly and Jeremiah socialize together? Even if Julia promises not to sell the property, she still has no intention of keeping it. Mr. Fisher enters the conversation at this point to wrap things up. Except for Jeremiah and Conrad's sincere and loving request that they desire the house from their father, everything could have easily gone south because the two ladies, especially Laurel, detest Adam to the core. Adam decided to pay Julia for the beach house using the proceeds from the sale of another of his homes, either out of remorse or just because he felt he could do it for his kids. Conrad makes the decision to concentrate on the next most crucial matter now that the catastrophe of Season 2 of The Summer I Turned Pretty has been avoided. The biology exam that he needs to take the next day, not Belly, is the problem. We're not sure why Belly was the natural option to assist, but she sets up Conrad's study plan and everyone needs to pitch in. That Jeremiah wouldn't abandon the strides he has made with her just because Conrad has begun to pay attention was a certainty. But this time, Belly is more specific about what she wants. She has made it clear to Jeremiah that the relationship she formerly had with Conrad is ended. Jeremiah disagrees, but Belly speaks the same words to Conrad and formally expresses her thoughts. Conrad is studying in the car the following morning as the three of them travel to his college, and Belly is on the verge of making her decision. When Conrad takes his exam and Jeremiah shows her around the institution, she'll likely go next year. That's probably what will help her decide. After being obscured by everything else for so long, Belly begins to glimpse her future and appears to know who she wants in it. When they return to the parking lot at the conclusion of the summer, I Turned Pretty Season 2, Episode 7, Belly tells Jeremiah that she wants to be with him. Whatever friction there may or may not have been between them, Jeremiah makes it clear to Belly that if they get together now, it will be all or nothing because Conrad isn't with her. He can't possibly be the man she is with. The most embarrassing thing happens is Belly reassures him that she wants to be with him. And as they have their first kiss, Conrad comes just in time to witness this scene. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Thank you for watching. See you soon.